In case you've never seen one of these, this is an 8-track. So The Amazing Spider-Man just got released a couple weeks ago, and my expectations were really high for this film. When I saw that James Horner was doing the soundtrack, I was absolutely thrilled. He's done such great films such as Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan, Clear and Present Danger, the Alien soundtrack, Titanic, which happens to be one of the highest grossing soundtracks of all time. James Horner in the Amazing Spider-Man soundtrack often blends these soft heroic themes with this underlining, almost dark, not quite dark, theme, which is a collection of these really quick beats that remind me of tiny little spiders crawling over my skin. Just enough that makes it feel a little bit creepy, gives me goosebumps, while I'm gliding through the air without a parachute. So, what I can say about the Amazing Spider-Man soundtrack is it's exhilarating, a little bit creepy, and sometimes fun. Rock's playlist is an opportunity for me to give you my top 3 selections from the soundtrack. It was really hard to pick in the Amazing Spider-Man soundtrack. These were the top 3. So my number 3 pick for the Amazing Spider-Man soundtrack is track 3, titled Playing Basketball. This track is really awesome. It makes me think of an older brother teasing a little younger brother, and at some point in the game, the younger brother gets advantage. It's just enough playfulness in this song to make it fun, but at the same time, not enough playfulness to make it comedic or go over the top. And really, there wasn't enough of this in the soundtrack. I think that was one of the pieces that were missing. There was those hints of playfulness. So that's why I picked this one for number 3. My number 2 pick for the Amazing Spider-Man soundtrack is track number 1, main titles, also subtitled Young Peter. This track really embodies the entire scope of the Amazing Spider-Man soundtrack. All of the compositions that you'll hear throughout the 20 tracks that are on this film are in this one piece. It's kind of like you cliff dive into the water and the cold water rushes over you, and you feel that exhilaration as thousands of piranhas start chasing you. You're fighting them off and you're beating them with sticks that you don't have, and you realize that you're just stubs of arms because they've eaten your hands off. Then you pull yourself out of the water onto the side of the shore. You then realize you have no hands and you left the bag of Doritos on top of the cliff and now you're hungry. So that's really what this main track is like. So my number 1 pick for the Spider-Man soundtrack is track number 17, also titled Saving New York. You feel the character building into something that's more heroic and great. And then James Horner just randomly banging out several notes on the piano. And then it gets quiet. And then he bangs a few more notes out. It's hurting your eardrums at that point. Then it gets into the more fast-paced underlying dark themes. It becomes a battle of which sound is going to overcome. Is it the heroic theme of Spider-Man or the more dark underlining theme that we've come to notice as the Lizard's theme or Dr. Connor's theme? So really fantastic piece. In what film was James Horner's track, Bishop's Countdown, unofficially featured? We'll have the answer here in just a few minutes. My overall rating for Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man soundtrack, is a 6 decibel rating. And this is out of a frame of 10 and -10. I do think it was an absolutely fantastic soundtrack, and definitely one that I do recommend. I don't recommend listening to it at a 6 decibel rating, because you might blow out your eardrums. So, earlier I asked the question, in which film was James Horner's track, Bishop's Countdown, from the Alien soundtrack, unofficially featured? And the answer to that is Die Hard. So, that's the first ever episode of Soundtrackin, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love soundtracks, and I love an opportunity to review them right here on this show. Feel free to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. You can see that link right, I think that's right, yeah, right there. Like, pointing to, yeah. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, too, on the Amazing Spider-Man soundtrack. So leave your comments below in the section, and let me know what your favorite tracks were. So, until the next time, listen to some great soundtracks. And go cliff diving. Just watch out for the piranhas. So, Today's trivia question, try again. In what film, I'm praying,